me begin by thanking Nisim Rubin at AJC and FIIDS for hosting this amazing event. Friends, I want to just open your mind to the power of technology. And I want you to think about the year is 2023. I see many of you with these little smartphone devices. Does anyone remember when this thing came out? What's that? In 86? Any other guesses? Actually came out in December 2007. So it hasn't even been 15 years. These little devices are really part of our bodies. I want you to think about what's going to happen in 15 years. The year is now magically, we fast forward to 2030. My friends, by 2030, we're going to have a human on the moon full-time and on our way to Mars. By 2030, as a result of the relationship between India, the United States, Israel, and other leading countries in science, we're going to solve many cancers. Tourette's, essential tremor, Parkinson's, gone. By 2030, the planet is going to have many, many more electric vehicles. We will have perfected driverless cars. None of us are going to be driving our cars anymore in a very, very short amount of time. By 2030, I'm glad you're all sitting, by 2030, a computer is going to process faster than a human brain. Now, what does that actually mean? It means as a result of the speed of a computer, we're going to have thoughts that we've never had before because we as humans have been constrained by the size and by the speed of our brain. Now, what does that really mean? It means that we're going to start solving some of the major grand global challenges that we as humanity have been facing for the last many thousands of years. Friends, in the next few years, we're going to start tackling climate, water security, food security, artificial intelligence, space, a country, which your country in India really has played a major role, major role. Friends, we are on the precipice of a brand new era. We've had 4,000 years of recorded history. By 2100, that's a year that many of us and our children will get to experience. We're going to experience 20,000 years of human change. Truly, the planet will not be recognizable in the years ahead. And as we look at some of these grand global challenges, India and Israel and the United States are playing a massive role in tackling these challenges. I'll just spend a few minutes talking about it, and then we'll look ahead. Let's look at just space. Space. India is one of the leading powers when it comes to space. So too is Israel and the United States. Truly, in the years ahead, we're going to actually leave the cradle of civilization, planet Earth, and we're going to inhabit other planets. That's not a figment of our imagination. We're truly on our way to making that happen. Friends, this is happening. India is a leader when it comes to putting satellites in the skies. So is Israel and the United States. I want to jump to education. 10 years ago, all of us in this room went to a traditional school, learned how to read, write, and do math. About 15 years ago, a man by the name of Salman Khan, whose family came from India and Bangladesh, created an amazing piece of technology called the Khan Academy. The Khan Academy helps you learn math, science, physics, chemistry, biology, economics, going all the way from kindergarten to PhD level math. I mean, truly, the only thing stopping us from becoming the greatest form of ourselves is our desires. I'm going to share with you a brief story, with your permission. My son today is 12 years old. Not today, but just turned 12. And 5 years ago, he was struggling with his education. The school that he was going to wanted to send him away. They said he could not do math, he couldn't do science, he couldn't do reading. And a good friend of mine, actually from India, he says to me, we're chatting about our kids, my kid, your kid, all of us are parents, or many of us in the room are parents, we all talk about our children. He says to me, he goes, Avi, you know my daughter? She just finished calculus. I said, okay, that's very nice. How old's your daughter? She's 12. I said, wow, your kid's got to be a genius. He says to me, my kid's not a genius. She's using the Khan Academy. I said, what's the Khan Academy? Well, it's this app. It's free. Bill Gates uses it to teach these kids math and science. I said, I'm going to try this. Get back home to Washington, D.C. Okay, we'll get there in a second. I've waited all this time. All good. Math and science. And I got to tell you, 6 years later, my child is literally gone from knowing no math and no reading to being not a genius in math, but truly having a high level of math. Now, water. India is going to struggle with water in the next 10 years. 40 out of the 50 US states are going to struggle with water in the next 10 years. And Israel, a country that I come from, has truly solved the water cycle. Friends, Israel, a country that's 60% desert, is now a net exporter of water. And we've used this leveraging desalination, drip irrigation, recycling of wastewater, and the two-button toilet. These are all innovations that I truly believe that India can leverage in order to become a massive water superpower. Friends, let me end by really giving you one last tidbit. I want you to look to the person to your left, and I want you to look to the person to your right. And the only people that are going to move the dial on the issues that we collectively care about, which is a better education for our children, water security for our citizens, space travel in order to make life on planet Earth better, are you and me and our children. And as we look ahead, friends, the only thing that we can do to truly make the world a better place is work together. And in that vein, I want to thank the AJC. I want to thank FIIDS for the work that they do here on Congress and in terms of really moving the dial on the issues that we care about. I look forward to working with each and every one of you on truly making the world a better place on our behalf, on behalf of all of our children. Thank you very much.